Hello everybody, it is your favorite Reaper class android Fracture here. Today we are playing Spill the Beans by Skeletal Games, a UK and Kenneth.
Stop right there, human. The video ahead will have some stuttering and some stumbling over words. That's okay. Some people have dyslexia. Sometimes we can't read things right the first time. No big deal. You can still enjoy the video. Anyway, get to it.
Hello everybody, it's your favorite Reaper class android Fracture in the machine parts. Today we're playing Spill... Hello everybody, it's Fracture, your favorite Reaper class android. Today we are playing Spill the Beans by Skeletal Games, a UK and Canada based indie game studio that makes games with heart and soul and a little bit of bones. If you've been living under a rock and haven't seen Spill the Beans, don't worry, I will tell you all about it in our little demo here. But a quick synopsis. Imagine you start your minimum wage cafe job and all of a sudden everybody gets locked in because somebody stole the secret recipe. Only that person was you. Oh man, can't end up getting hot now, can we? So our goal is to pin it on one of the saps locked in here with us. Let's see if we can do that. Without further ado, let's get into it. The game does have some content warning, but don't worry, there is some filters. If we go into our settings, you can turn on your censor the swearing and you can see content warnings. I don't know why their highlight does that. We have the music turned off for this, just because obviously that's just how it's gotta be. Alright, there we go. You've done it. Against all odds, you've managed to pull off the heist. Your shaking, outstretched hand grabs the cafe's secret recipe. As its power pulses through your body, your heart aches, your breath flutters, mere echoes of what was taken from you. What will soon be yours again. But at this crucial moment, you can't help but think of the other people in this cafe. The ones you're about to drag into complicated criminal mess. You can only blame the scroll's influence for such inconvenient sympathies. If they were in your position, they would do the same, wouldn't they? They'd know that, after everything you'd been through, this was the only option left. People say that Artifice County is the most magical place there is. Yes, Artifice, where 100 years ago the world of spirits cracked the earth and spilled over into ours. Now those spirits work 9 to 5s. Arcane power fuels cars and charges phones. This county, once the cradle of magic, has become as mundane as any other. And an unmagical human like yourself, among shape-shifting sirens, carbon fire constructs, and wizards, you're exceptional, exceptionally dull, and exceptionally underestimated. No matter how much you tried to fit in, to love this place and all its wonders, it never reciprocated. All it did was take, and it left you with emptiness. So why not take something back? Steal everything the county denied from you. Feel that gnawing emptiness, then leave it behind forever. Luckily, you know what you need and exactly where to find it. The Familiar, a downtown cafe noteworthy only for its secret recipe, locked tight in a back room, and conveniently enough, they're hiring. So desperate they aren't asking for experience or background checks. All that's left is to put together an application. Not that anything you say on it really matters. It rarely does. Cool. Oh, we get to choose our pronouns. Nice. Love that. Experience. Whoops, I spilled coffee on it. I'm pale as heck. I don't get to split color my hair. Do I get that? Oh, I do. Oh, nice. We'll go with this. I am industrious. I mean, I'm industrious. I'm a machine. Artisan, genius, underdog, thrill seeker, professional, individual, learner, worker, underdog, who loves activity. Coffee. Ooh, I do love coffee. Social interaction. That's a complete lie. Arcane power. Should we just go completely honest here? Good listener, great communicator, competitive leader, adequate advisor, expert articulator, sycophant, probable minion. Yeah, I'm probably a minion, sure. Grandmaster, problem solver, god of the... Okay, please. Surely, this is enough. This is perfect. We will definitely get the placeholder avenue. 420. Let's see if we can find all the jokes. Done? Done? What's this? Okay. What did I miss? Did I miss something?
2,000 years later.
Oh. Forgot the name. I'm the stupid one. Alright, moving on. A few days later, you're face to face with the familiar. While its neighbors are all dust and drywall, its facade seems unbroken. Even the varnish is peeling at the edges. For a moment, nothing, and then you spot a silhouette in the window who flicks on the neon sign to open before waving you over. You cross the street, repeating the details of your plan. You need to get in, get out, and for the smoothest possible getaway, try to find someone else to take the blame. But can you really do all those things without running into any complications? You've already reached the front door. You can hardly turn back now. The cafe laid bare before you is almost indistinguishable from the scant images you found online. Mismatched chairs and royalty-free wall art, well kept but worn down. You don't get long to take in. You don't get long to take it all in. A construct towering over 2 meters tall stops wiping down. Oh my. You don't get long to take it all in. A construct towering over 2 meters tall stops wiping down the counter and turns to greet you. Ah, you must be you. Great to finally meet you. Sorry, terribly rude of me to not meet you at the door. That's her voice now. As she strides over, you realize how old her vessel must be to have no custom limbs or decals. Just worn gray stone, flowering moss, and tiny blue bird nested on her shoulder. I'm Salone. From the emails. Lovely to have you on board. Did you get here all right? I saw your address was uptown, and I know we're a wee bit out of the way. Before you get a chance to reply, she's already yanked you in a crushing two-handed shake. For a moment, you worry she might have pulled your arm from its socket. Actually, I shouldn't get chatting just yet. Today's schedule is pretty packed. What with your introduction, and I barely found time to fix breakfast for Adam. Oh, hang on. This is Atom. Atom, say hello to you. They're your new co-workers, so be polite. Adam's usually my only companion out front, so it'll be nice to have you too. I mean, I love this job, I really do, but after 6 years of working the floor by myself, starting at 5 every day, Not that you have to come in that early, of course. We're only meant to start at 8, but it pays off. It does. As Sloane trails off, you have a chance to put your plan in motion. You spent a long time figuring out other people's so-called feelings and just how easy they are to manipulate. If someone else is in a good mood, they'll probably think better of you and suspect you less. But then again, if you make someone upset, they might make for an easier scapegoat under pressure. But what's best for Sloane? Better make that first impression count. You? Oh, I've worried you with that 5 a.m. thing, haven't I? Just want to stress that you don't have to do that, honest. The extra hour increases Sloane's mood to make her a more amenable ally. Decreases mood to make her prone to breaking under pressure. Let's just break everybody. Why not break it? They technically know, but the payoff, you know, emotionally, when you really care about doing a good job, it's always worth it. Always. The lights flicker overhead before Sloane can finish her sentence. Oh, for goodness sake, I just fixed you. Serve us right for hooking up the magic ourselves. Anyway, pack schedule. I've got pastries in the oven, then a delivery after. Come on, let's get you in uniform. If we're quick, I can show you how our recipe works before any customers arrive. Sloane strides through the doorway behind the counter, beckoning you into the kitchen beyond. Takes 3 steps to match just one of hers. Well, she is quite large. The kitchen, built from cool metal and right angles, is warm with the smell of apricots. You breathe it in while Sloane roots through a nearby cabinet before suddenly sighing. Of course no one didn't come here on time. Why would it have? Right, here's your apron. She hands you an apron like her own. Exactly like her own, actually. In that it's far too big for you. It's bound to slow you down and make you look utterly ridiculous. Your one should be here tomorrow if they still remember our order. Would you be alright wearing this one just for the day? No, absolutely not. Could I skip the uniform if it's just for today? You're here to play the part, right? No. You're not stealing anything in something so unwieldy. Oh, sure, do take a name tag at least, just so everyone knows you're actually supposed to work here. As you pin your name tag onto your unaproned self, Sloane smiles. It's a strained smile that pulls her whole face taut. Look, I'm sure not everything you've heard about this place has been grand, but once you put in a little elbow grease, she really shines. And I've got a lot of elbow grease. I hope you're prepared to put in just as much, that's all. Prepared to put in just as much, that's all. This sentence is a little awkward for me. Am I crazy? After going through the effort of putting that application together, it was definitely distinctive. Not a lot of people would write please uncapitalized. Send that off. If you thought I'd find that funny, I promise it didn't make a difference. But at the end of the day, those are just words. Your experience was really what settled me in. I mean, it must have been a privilege to work for... Sloane is cut short by a buzz from her phone. Pastries, why don't you pop into the office while I grab those? Fred, your manager, I should say, ought to be ready. Big gray door on your right. Best of luck. There's a cat door. You take 6 steps towards the office, a hiss of heat escaping the oven behind you. Beyond lies Fred, the owner, the one from the newspaper, the one whose recipe you're here for. You ease the door open, but no one greets you. Your eyes are immediately drawn to the colossal metal safe that occupies a quarter of the room, just a few steps away. You knew the recipe was protected, but not like this. The safe looks like it was taken from the set of the heist movie. Should be locking up gold bars instead of a recipe for coffee. But as you run your hand across the surface, wondering just how you're supposed to crack it open, there's a rustle nearby. You snap upright with a bolt of unbited adrenaline. Like a dragon emerging from its hoard, a tiny gold-eyed tuxedo cat rouses from a pet bed on top of the safe. He blinks stinky. He's probably stinky. Then suddenly glares at you, fur on his eyes aglow. Don't touch my stuff! He spits the words at you like darts, light crackling through his panicked eyes. The air in the room starts getting heavier as if brewing into a thundercloud. Who sent you? If you think you're going to best me in my own domain, then wait, you're the new hire, aren't you? Quick as a power cut, the light in his eyes blink out, and the pressure lifts with it. The cat sighs, leaping smoothly from the safe to the desk. Sorry, that was unprofessional of me. I'm Fred. Welcome to the Familiar. Good to have you on board. Well, given that terrifying magic and the talking, he's not a cat. He's a demon bound to the form of a beast. The Familiar, in other words. Oh, maybe that's where they get their name. That's the last time I'm pulling an all-nighter on admin. You're lucky to still be young, human, because after the first century, things get, Sloan wanted you onboarded, right? We have one main rule. Do everything you can to show economist types this place isn't a bad idea. More than fire safety drills, we need drive and spite. So that's what I expect from you. Are we clear? Crystal clear, boss. That's what I'd like to hear. So long as... Oh yeah, we should schmooze the boss, right? Because if everybody's broken and he loves us, there's no way. Yeah, this is a good plan. Good plan. That's what I like to hear. So long as we're all on the same page, you and I will get on just fine. We aren't a happy little family here. We're just hard workers. This isn't going to work if you aren't prepared to work just as hard as me and Sloan. As if on cue, Sloan enters the office, a kettle of boiling water in one hand and a packet of coffee in the other. She starts mixing the two in a mug on Fred's desk. Instant coffee. Fred. Wait, I forgot the voice I was doing. Fred, you didn't shout at our newest... Jesus, I don't remember what voice I was just doing. It's been 20 minutes. New Sloan voice. Fred, you didn't shout at our newest staff member the first thing in the morning, did you? Yeah, I think we'll do that. Oh, no, it's all fine. I've just been giving, Fred quickly squints at your name tag. Giving you the lowdown on the Familiar, our history, what we do, all the good stuff. Sloane's gaze drifts from your name tag to Fred's bleary eyes, then to his unkept bed. Any luster in her smile twinkles out. Oh, that's nice. I can join you now if you'd like. We can go over the finer details together. If you've got time, by all means. With firm movements, Sloan puts the kettle down and closes the door behind her. Fred's eyes lock onto your name tag again as he reads it under his breath. So let's get down to business. We're open 8 to 5 most days, but your shift goes 30 minutes longer at the end for closing. Anything that after that is overtime. I can give you the forms. Aprons go on the hooks in the kitchen. If anything gets spilled on it, don't be afraid to excuse yourself and replace it as soon as you can. Oh, and if you are going to excuse yourself, and on it goes. Sloane and Fred don't speak to you as two different people, but as two halves of one business. Efficient, organized, and trusting one another as best they can. Gonna have to break those two up. That should be most of it. I'll be with you at the counter for your training, so don't hesitate to ask me any questions. She's cut off again by her phone. Oh, excuse me, Dave! Hey, Sloane, just unloading the van out back, so there's your heads up. Thanks, Dave. I'll be right there. Ah, didn't realize this would take so long. I've got to give my signature for the deliveries. Talk to you later, Fred. Oh, before you join her, I'm sure you've heard about our recipe. Must be dying to learn what makes the Familiar's coffee so irresistible. But it's not so much a set of instructions as well. I won't get too arcane with you. It's more of a background thing, like the internet. You use that, right? Point being, even if you don't see it, it'll be working its magic back here. In a drill-proof, bomb-proof, 6-gauge safe, which only me and Sloane can open. Also, I cursed it. I get it, you gotta protect what's yours. Create an opportunity for it to act suspiciously in front of others. Oh. Increase Fred mood. I get it, gotta protect what's yours. It's probably wise to stay in Fred's good books. But at some point, you'll need someone else to take the blame for your crime. It's definitely gonna be Sloane. No offense to her. She's adorable. If you're into that kind of construct. Exactly. Our livelihoods depend on that recipe. Its safety is our safety, so I protect it the way I'd protect anyone with half a centimeter of enchanted steel. That's only half a centimeter. He looks back at the vertebral vault behind him, as if checking that it's still there. Can never be too careful with these things, especially in this economy. I mean, wasn't it just last week that Raphael Hendricks wrote off his beauty store chain? It's inspirational how these CEOs act. Expanding isn't easy. I mean, ideally, we'd have an accountant, a consultant, another chef, but we've got you. And you're one hell of a good start. Especially with all regulars. Ugh, you'll meet them soon enough. You should catch up with Sloane. Anything you need, I'll be back here going over these papers. As you leave the office, Fred paws a single sheet of paper from the files on his desk. Even upside down, you recognize it as your CV. Not a moment after you enter the kitchen, someone waves at you from the back door. In the doorway next to Sloane is a uniformed courier, a human just as unremarkable as you. A precarious stack of cardboard boxes wobbles threateningly behind him. So you're you, ain't ya? Looks like you passed all of Sloane's devious barista trials. Nicely done, not everybody makes it. Dave gives Sloane a package and gives you a conspiratorial eyebrow waggle. He pauses to take a long breath inward through his nose. Ooh, is that apricot? So you did go for the new recipe. Fred must have taken some convincing. Oh, I'm just trying it out. We'll see how well they sell first. Hey, if I come by once I'm off work, that's one customer right there. Guaranteed. Sloane breaks away to put each package in its right place. Dave looks at you, eyes glistening. Hey, you. Have a good first day, yeah? If you say so. Actually, who cares? He'll be gone soon anyway. What does he care? He's not gonna be around for it. Oh, okay. Any more for me, Dave? Just a couple bigger things, but I'll grab those this time. Don't let me interrupt your introduction. Induction? What did I miss that word? Are you sure I could carry? I'll catch you later for that pastry, yeah? Blech, don't flirt in front of me. Icky. I'm allergic to feelings. Dave walks away whistling, his footsteps gradually going quiet in the alley. Fred overslept, didn't he? I'd say it's not normally like this. But well, it works. We make it work. You notice her hands are balled into fist, one so tight that even the stone starts to buckle. I just wanted your first day to be easy, but let's just get you behind the counter. I want to give her a more sleepy voice, because girl looks exhausted, you know what I mean? There won't be time for you. There won't be time to take you through all the machines, so let's just fill the drip maker. I keep the house roast down here. She effortlessly pulls up a burlap sack of beans, scooping them into the grinder. As you pulverize them, the aroma of the coffee fills your lungs like a cloud of bitter smoke. I can almost smell it. Today's been all over the shop, hasn't it? We should get a wee moment to breathe now. Only one customer comes this early, and they don't do Mondays. I'll introduce you tomorrow. Sloane smiles, the stone wrinkling around her eyes, and it dawns on you. This is beginning to feel like a real job. Ugh. Just as you finish that thought, the front door swings wide open for your first customer steps inside. You spot at least 4 shades of pink in their outfit. Pink fingernails, pink sun hat, lipstick, backpack. The dress must be bespoke. Too pricey. Hello, rich little lady. As they draw close, you spot pointed fangs in their cheery smile and deep red eyes behind their tinted glasses. A vampire. Good morning, Sloane. Oh, I was wrong. Then, good morning. Before you order, this is you, our new barista. Ah, you're finally upscaling. You know, I saw some prime real estate going for cheap on Moonbow. It's expansions on your mind. Slow down. We're not taking over the industry just yet. The vampire looks as if they have more to say, words bubbling just beneath the surface, but settles on a pout. This is... I'm Jessie, with an I-E. Jessie's eyes swivel to show to you with abundant curiosity. You're not in uniform. Is this your trial period? Should I be giving feedback on your drinks? All criticism will be constructive, I promise. His voice is going to be hard for me, I think. Oh no, it's not that. Just part of the familiar's usual organization. Anyway, what'll it be this time, Jessie? A hot chocolate, please. And I'll have it with whipped cream, nutmeg, caramel, marshmallows. Wait, will that fit? Marshmallows, then whipped cream, then caramel, and the rest. Oh, what if I got cookies too? Give me one with everything, and 2 chocolate chip cookies, please. Sloane's already off to one side, rifling through her arsenal of ingredients. Meanwhile, Jessie brandishes a pink bat-styled mug from her satchel, placing it on the counter as their eyes flick back to you. I guess Jessie is they. My apologies. Even if Sloane and Fred aren't aiming for world domination yet, they're still on the front line of their expansion plans. They're investing a lot of trust in you. So tell me, do you feel like a good investment? How far are you willing to go to succeed? Well, it's just a job, really. The vampire peers deep into your eyes as if making out something in the distance. I see. That's all I wanted to know. I wasn't expecting you today, Jesse. College didn't swap your time slot without telling you again, did they?
Oh no, I'm meeting the board in person after this. I could use the energy boost.
For your infamous internship. How is your family treating you then?
The same way they treat everybody. If I could afford it, I'd be here to help the familiar instead. But then Fred's just like everyone else. He sees my last name is Hendrix, thinks I'm some sorceress corporate spy out to suck the proverbial blood from his business.
Of course, the Hendrixes? Rich, powerful, and, most troubling for you, magically talented. Jesse looks at you, anticipating your judgment with a flat smile. He called your father cashing out on a failed business inspirational. Increases Jesse's suspicion of Fred. Great opportunity for Jesse to act suspicious in front of others. You know, Fred did say he was looking for a consultant.
He did? I didn't think that he'd have the prudence to. Well, if he's looking, maybe I can spare a few minutes before I go.
Try not to let your family get you down, Jesse. You'll get your chance to prove yourself someday.
Well, if all goes according to plan, that chance should come today. Fingers crossed.
Oh, gosh, I hope she doesn't come back. Sloan passes Jesse's now full mug across the counter. By some miracle of physics, it hasn't spilled over yet.
Maybe this was a bit ambitious, but if I use a cookie to scoop the cream and let the marshmallows melt, I can finish it in 30 minutes? I should go. Thank you, Sloan. I'll see you later.
Okay, don't have to be so cold. Jesse swipes their card, then their mug, making a beeline for a booth seat before the payment even goes through. Okay. They assemble their workstation in mere seconds. A sheaf of papers, a stack of textbooks, and a predictably pink laptop. The mug stands vigilantly at a safe distance. Jesse was a surprise, but at least they're a nice one. I'm just grateful they didn't come in at the same time as... Dun dun dun! Before she can finish, the front door swings open and a siren rolls into the room. She's wearing a sleeveless orange turtleneck, a magnolia-covered jacket, and is relaxing on her shoulders, and a perfectly photogenic smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Hello, the familiar. It's a perfect day for my long overdue review, don't you think? You'll have to forgive me. I came straight from my morning swim. I must look a mess. She runs one hand through a river of glossy pale hair, parted in an immaculate side cut, and raises a smartphone with the other, flourishing like a paper fan. Oh, she's in a wheelchair. That's awesome. Bonus points for the rep, bro. No rest for the wicked. Jessie shrinks back, arranging their books into a makeshift wall. Seems to work. The siren glides over towards the counter, not noticing them at all. Now, Sloan, I know you very well, of course, but for the benefit of both me and my adoring fans, who is this? Oh, I didn't know you'd be coming in. This is... But the siren's already staring at your name tag, trying to preempt Sloan's introduction. So that's how you spell you. Enchanté. I'm Alexandra Agros. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You don't happen to have a grimoire account, do you? I'd love to give you a proper credit in my post. How about a drink first, before anything goes on to that internet page of yours? Quite right, Sloan. I'm getting ahead of myself. Could I have... She clears her throat and straightens her bag. A blue sea salt caramel frappe with soy milk, non-dairy whipped cream on top, plus a little of that raspberry chocolate powder that you have would be lovely. Thank you so much. I should have everything. Let me check the back first. Could you grab a plastic cup for that? Lids are in the bottom left cupboard. Sure thing. Whoops. There's a history page. Oh, that's nice. I often accidentally click and mistext text. Oh, wait, do you have one of those little fish cookie? Ah, she's gone. In the silence, Alexandra's smile slides off her face. She sighs sharply through her nose. Are you all right? I know this whole song and dance can be quite overwhelming if you aren't prepared. Then you don't know who I am anyway, do you? Oh no, of course I've heard of you. Oh, I've heard of you. Oh, of course you have. Always happy to meet my fans. But don't bother being polite. I can tell you don't have any idea who I am. Sloane returns, hands full of yet more ingredients. You hand her a cup and she starts filling it with dubiously blue syrup. Should I expect your fans to start ordering these frappes in the hundreds? I'm not sure they're on theme anymore. Nothing so drastic. It'll just make a pretty picture to draw in the crowds. The algorithms will eat it up. Do you think she'll give me a lesson in algorithms? It's one of my weaknesses. Alexandra plucks the card reader from the counter with a sly smile, presses her phone across it, hands it back with a wink. There's a 30% tip attached. Well, I wouldn't know. All the social media stuff passed me by like it took over everything when I wasn't looking. Sloane, trust me, you've got a wonderful marketable place here. What's not to love? Those donuts, those menus. Alexandra turns around to gesture at the cafe and her eyes finally land on Jessie. Her voice freezes in her throat. Jess?
Eek!
Oh no, Jessie.
Alex, why did you pick today of all days to come in?
Well, you might have known if you followed me on Grimm. Forget it.
Do you?
Wow, what was that all about? Sloane puts the finished frappe to one side, pushing past you to tend to the transformed Jessie. Alexandra squeaks a little closer to you. What an unfortunate coincidence. Well, let's both make sure it doesn't distract us from the task at hand. She plucks the frappe from the counter. You're not sure how anything that color could taste anything better than tolerable. I know when I'm not wanted. I'll just snap a few photos and then be on my merry way. The lighting's not ideal, but I can fix it in post. Increase Alexandra's suspicion of Jessie. Create an opportunity. Feel free to dim the lights. The switch is right there. Yeah. Oh, so there is. I'll fiddle with it once I've got the post written up. We both want to show the familiar in the best possible light, don't we? With a final smile, Alexandra takes her drink to the cafe's centermost table, posing it like an art exhibit. Jessie, still a bat, keeps staring at her, but she doesn't look back. With an exhausted puff of smoke, Jessie returns to their original form and slumps into their seat, eyes wandering to the crescent moon bracelet on their wrist. Sloane returns after confirming they're okay. Were they friends? Or more than friends? That sounds like some tea, but this is a coffee shop, so no tea. You know what, I'm glad, because now it's impossible for today to get any more complicated than it already is. Just got off by the sound of a motorbike revving down outside, heralding the arrival of your third customer. This person is a first, even for you. Someone whose body lacks everything but a skeleton. You don't know any kind of magic that can make that work. Skinless, fleshless, sigilless. Although he does have hair, which you're pretty sure isn't a type of bone. A stiff, dark brown pompadour that props up a pair of sunglasses. Grudge? Oh no.
Grudge, hey, how's it going? I feel like I've barely seen you since Archon.
Okay, he's quite rude. Everybody is so rude to poor little Jessie. He reaches the counter, undeterred. You're waiting for Sloane to address him like the others, but she's just staring, locked in place. So you're the new barista. Got good job making it this far. Makes you one of the best, don't it? Ain't just the coffee you brew, it's your resolve. Can I take your order? Yeah, resolve. Well, let me tell ya, I know your type and I know what you're up to something. I can feel it I can feel it. Sloane, I would like to order, thank you kindly. Let's put your new barista to the test. I'll have a coffee, a black coffee. Coffee. From the pot. Doesn't have to be, yeah. I think we might, Sloane's eyes bounce between his skull and the coffee pot on the counter. You can handle this one, right? I'll just be right here. Seems like she hasn't gotten a budge. You grab a cup and start pouring. Wait, what's their name? You? Okay, I think I got it. You! So that's to be the name of my nemesis. I'm Grudge. Grudge Knuckles. Grudge Knuckles, and you best remember it. Even if Frederick gave you this job instead of me, there's bound to be cracks in your meticulous facade. Oh, you are gonna be easy to frame, Knuckles. See where you get the name Grudge. Your coffee making halts at it. This revelation. He had a whole rant prepared just because you got this job? With an application like that? You're making it obvious why they didn't pick you. Hit me right in the non-existent heart. You're gonna make a fine nemesis, that's for sure. Much as it pains me physically. You present the now full cup to Grudge. He daintily drops in a sugar cube and stirs the coffee with a bone-like spoon, which he apparently just had loose in one of his pockets. That's disgusting. Nice try, you, but I know coffee when I see it. There's no way this... He puts it to his jawbone and takes a delicate sip. The liquid seems to vanish as soon as it enters his mouth. Dang it, it's just like usual. How'd they get it right so quick, so bitter, yet so energizing? Fine, I'll hand it to you. You. Looks like you're real lucky. That's a decent cup of coffee. But beware, I'm watching you. He takes the cup and spins dramatically away from the counter. It's then that he finally spots Jessie. Jessie!
Grudge.
They immediately hug. It's so good to see you. Why didn't you pop up earlier?
I was waiting for you to finish. That sounded quite personal, Grudge. Are you sure that was a good idea?
Oh yeah. You heard that. Sorry, it was just a personal, doesn't matter. How's your job going?
I could tell you, but I've not got long. Are you sure you don't want something with your coffee? Sloane's made great cookies today. I'd be happy to buy.
Oh, no, I shouldn't give my nemesis the satisfaction. Not after walking all conclusively like I just did.
Gretch, you haven't even paid yet. I admire your candor, but are you sure you used your nemesis and not Fred?
Fred's a real villain, that's true, but a nemesis, that's different. Gotta be personal.
But you don't know you yet. But you don't know who you is yet. Maybe start with a rivalry as practice.
I cannot keep that voice up, oh my god. A rival, huh?
Having a lovely time. No, I used lovely last time. They'll think it's insincere. Ugh, what if I...
Oh, she's a mood. Oh, almost forgot. Alex, how you doing? All good over there? Gretchy, I didn't see you come in. What a coincidence to run into both you and Jess today. Well, it's funny you're here, actually. There was something I wanted to... I'll just talk to you later. You too, Jess, if you're busy. Sorry, I should pay for this. Grudge sheepishly returns to the counter, hands fishing through his jacket pockets for some loose coins. Well, I'm back. Got too caught up in the whole confrontation to give you your money. Even if it's... most of it's going straight into Fred's pockets, ugh. But I'll say this, I'm practically a coffee detective and I'm detecting something odd about you. So long as I come here, I'm gonna do my dangest to figure out what... Is it just me, or is Alexandra trying to ignore you? Ignore me? Why would she? Nah, don't be sowing seeds of doubt in me, She just busy, that's all. That one failed. Without another word, he perches on a stool by one of the cafe's front windows. Over his shoulder, Alexandra and Jesse swap looks of confused concern. That went as well as it could have, given the circumstances. All that's left is to make sure he paid the right amount and put it in the register. As she's halfway through showing you how to work the cash register, you turn to see Fred jump up onto the counter next to you. How's it going out here? No need to panic. This isn't a performance review, just checking. Things are... He surveys the regulars in the cafe with no small amount of scorn. Sloan, why don't you come with me for a moment? Been meaning to have a chat. But we still need to... She looks forlornly at the pile of coins Grudge left. Even at a glance, you can tell it covers the price of the drink and then some. This may be your last chance to sow suspicion before you execute your plan. Better choose wisely. Alright. Tilled out of paper notes. Could you grab some more? Great opportunity. Yeah, let's do that. Another task on the list. Sure, you. I'll get some notes while I'm back there. The silence returns to the room, so too does your opportunity. But you can't help but overhear Fred and Sloan's hushed conversation in the kitchen. I'm just saying, if our best regulars keep bringing their drama here, no one is gonna want to stay. With a sigh, Sloan pulls a large wad of notes from the nearby lockbox. Its full weight of this morning's event seemed to sit on her shoulders. They're good, reliable customers, and sure, things have been tricky, but we've got you now. With a little hard work, we can turn this around. Besides, aren't there enough names on your board of bands already? Let's not add any more while we're going through a rough patch. She side-eyes a corkboard near the walk-in fridge. There must be at least 24 names on there, each marked with the reason for ban and a vindictive felt tip. I know, you're right. It's just we don't exactly have a recipe for success here, do we? I did want to talk about our recipe, actually. You know, since that we got a new hire, and can we just deal with one thing at a time? First priority is cutting down costs. Now, I noticed the price of algae extract for that blue drink just got hiked up, and I figured, wait, no. Shouldn't leave you two on their own too long. Not the warmest welcome, is it? I'll go. But he still needs his change. Just a knock on the back door stops her from following after Fred. Fine, sure, let me deal with that. Always me, always me. She's gonna crack. Despite promising to supervise you, Fred ignores you as he slinks past the counter and jumps onto a nearby table, muttering to himself, "Our regulars is gonna be a long climb from here to anything stable." While Fred's presence draws a little attention, you start rifling through your bag, making sure you can take any opportunity to launch the heist. Fred's ruminations are cut short by Jesse, who approaches him with a thick stack of papers.
Hello, Frederick. Rumor is you're expanding the familiar. Very exciting. I'd love to get on board. I've had thoughts on how to optimize drink prices.
Oh, Jezebel. It's kind of you, but we're taking expansion slow and steady, you know? The pitfalls we could fall into pretty well, don't you? Wow, going after her daddy like that?
Frederick, I'm being serious here. You and Sloan have seen the contracts I've drawn up. And, given your situation, you shouldn't be turning anyone away.
At this point, Grudge takes notice of this conversation, silently shaking his head. Look, Jezebel, if you already got contracts for me to sign, you've got the wrong idea about working with me. Thought you would have learned that after last time.
Oh, never mind then.
Jesse's face crumbles. They walk away, clearly dejected. Grudge rushes to comfort them, skeletal hand to the shoulder. What's he doing out here?
It looks like he's just contemplating.
Who's even got to contemplate?
If you lived as long as him, I'm sure you'd have plenty to regret.
Right, who's messing with the lights? His friend... I've caused so much mayhem. He turned to spot Alexandra fiddling with the dimmer switch that you pointed out earlier. Oh, of course, I should have just kept my photos washed out instead of trying to make your cafe look better. My mistake. She tries to turn the knob back, but the lights don't stop flickering. Alexandra, I've got bigger things to worry about than photographs right now. Could you leave me in peace for just a moment? And don't call me Freddy ever again. Bigger things? What bigger things, Fred? We're all you got. Maybe start acting like it.
Grudge is not a very smart thing to say, is it?
Here it is, right on cue. The shouting match. It's then that Sloan wanders into the main room, a huge wad of banknotes clutched tight in her hand. Finally, Grudge, I've got it. Just give me a tick. Sloan stands still at the sight of Grudge and Fred stare down. She gazes into his hollow sockets. As you register... Oh. I made her suspicious of Alexandra. As she registers the flickering lights and a sheepish Alexandra near the switch, her face falls. Alexandra, that was just about not broken. Let's hope I can fix it before our eyes get sore. Alexandra watches Sloan open the light switch to attempt some hasty repairs, but her face curdles when she sees the stack of bills still in her hand. Could everyone just wait? I'm out here for 2 seconds and I'm already getting swamped by my own customers. What I gotta do to get a little peace, huh? No. We've got a new hire today. If this is the impression we're giving them, well, maybe doing them a disservice. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a new hire to attend to without any more interruptions. As Fred starts to turn around, you scramble for your bag, knowing you have mere milliseconds to execute your plan. How fortunate, then, that you sowed a little more chaos in advance. After a second or two, Sloane finds the energy or the courage to start approaching Grudge. I have, there should be, here. Jesse looks down at their stack of papers, gloom gathering on their brow.
So you're not even going to look at my proposals?
If you want to talk, Jezebel, we'll do it later. Just then, the lights turn off completely. Whether a result of Alexandra's meddling or Sloane's attempt to undo it, you aren't going to waste time wandering. You've done enough to distract everyone. You're not going to get a better chance than right now. You reach into your bag, and in an instant, all the lights and sound is sucked from the room. The sound of panic quickly quelled by the magic now pulsing from your cozy sleep-tight blackout blanket. TM. Just as the light fades, you notice Sloane's money fluttering to the ground. A few extra hundred wouldn't hurt, but you didn't come here for money. Even the silent darkness, you won't have long before everyone gets a sense of their surroundings, but you've been over this plan too many times to fail now. Step 1, take 3 steps into the kitchen, then 5. No, 6 to the right. No, 6 to the right. You paw for the door handle, slip into the office, thankful that there wasn't an apron on to stop you. Step 2, 1, 2, 3 steps, and you feel the cool surface of the safe against your fingertips. Step 3, reach into your bag and give your can of Curse Be Gone a shake. A few sprays on the safe and the wards are already flaking off. But there's something else, a sound cutting through the silence, a lightning crackling. Like lightning crackling like lightning. Fred's casting a counterspell. You don't have long. Step 4, spin the wheel and heave the heavy door open. Feel around inside until you've done it. Against all odds, you've managed to pull off the heist and did a decent job of it too. Good job. Thank you. Your shaking, outstretched hand grabs the cafe's secret recipe before stuffing it into in the tiny pocket dimension of your teleportable lunchbox. But at this crucial moment, you can't help but think of the other people in the cafe, and who, if anyone, you should try to pin this on. You exhale, but the sound is too clear. Fred's counterspell is taking hold. Even if you put all your weight on the safe door, you wouldn't have time to close it properly. The best you can do is return quickly and quietly as you can. As you take careful steps back to the counter, you try your best to control your breathing to not let the exhilaration show. It's been so long. As you take careful steps back to the counter and the darkness finally dissipates, you know you're not safe yet. And you've got to find an exit in the ensuing chaos without arousing suspicion, somehow. As the silent darkness lifts from the cafe, the first thing you see is Fred bounding through the kitchen, crashing through the cat-flapped the office. Is everyone okay in here? No one's hurt? Okay, I know how this looks. That is the last time I handled the lights, but I don't think blackouts usually come with spontaneous hearing loss. It is possible with the sound, light, and... Oh, wrong voice.
It is possible with light and sound enhancements. These glitches can happen, but it's rare if they're as dramatic as that.
Jesse, we don't have any enchantment like that. This wasn't planned. The plot thickens. Wait, where'd Fred go? Before anyone can move, Fred rushes back into the room. Nobody leaves! His eyes crackle golden, chain of light fly across the cafe. The front door, the windows, the back door, no exits are spared. We can do this the easy way or the hard way, understand? If you aren't going to turn yourself in, I'll just root you out myself.
What? I'm sorry, but whatever just happened is your business. I'm not missing my meeting.
I'm sure you have a plan, Frederick, but is it really necessary to trap us inside your lovely cafe? If you wanted us to stay, you didn't have to do that. And what are you accusing of us of exactly? Sitting perfectly still while your lights went out weird? Fred, could you please explain what's going on for once? While the lights were out, someone went into my office and somehow opened the safe, which means one of the people in this room has stolen our secret recipe. It's as if the whole room flinches. Suddenly everyone's looking at everyone else wide-eyed, searching their faces for the slightest trace of an answer. Grudge, who eyed you so suspiciously before, briefly turns his Grudge, who eyed you so suspiciously before, briefly turns his attention to Alexandra. Most importantly, however, no one seems to regard you for very long. Oh, so what do we do now? What can we do?
Well, good luck with that. I'll be on my way.
Ha! Good luck getting past my magic. I might only be a familiar, but I promise if you try to leave, you'll regret it. Jesse's eyes flicker across Fred's barrier, prying for any weakness in the spellcraft. Frederick, this is utterly absurd. We've all got better things to do than play petty parts in your amateur theatrics. Yeah, and how do you know it's just one thief? What's a conspiracy of all of us finally getting our revenge? It's not very bright. Clearly, head empty. We don't have to act like vigilantes. I'll just call the police and... Enough! Enough! This place is sealed. Nobody leaves till we find our thief. Thief. Singular Grudge, because if it was any more, you might actually succeeded. As for the ACPD, Sloan, fine. I'll call them. I'm betting they'll take their sweet taxpayer-funded time getting here and then label this as unsolvable. But I'm not risking making a break for it. Anyone making a break for it in the meantime, so we're gonna sit here like adults, get our facts straight, understand? Now, did anyone notice anybody acting strange? Anything suspicious at all? Might get this over with faster if you fess up now. The room exchanges uncomfortable glances before someone pipes up. Sloan, why did you have so much cash with you? That looks a little strange in hindsight. Oh, I wanted to give Grudge his change. Just didn't have time to pick out the right notes, so they're still on the ground too.
But Grudge always pays in coins. He never used a 20.
It's just because, okay, Alexandra, so long as we're mentioning things that seem a little strange in hindsight, she says this while picking up the remaining notes from the ground. I was the one who stopped Alexandra from messing around with the lights. Maybe she short-circuited the electrics by accident. And that was a prelude to this? Just a fun little hint? You can't be serious. You suggested it. Excuse me, don't bring me into your little squabble. So I thought it'd be fine. Jess, I didn't think you wanted to get in with Fred after all that shouting matches we had. You wanted access to the heart of his business, metaphorically speaking. You really could have phrased that better, Grudgy.
That's got nothing to do with this. I got the impression that he needed more staff.
Hey, if you wanted to steal from Fred, I'd support you. Well, great start, everybody. At this rate, we'll have our recipe back within the next 1,000 years. There's no use trusting anyone here, is there? I know how these stories go. You've all got some kind of motive. Dun dun dun! Jesse, the heir to the powerful family is something to prove. There's always one.
I'm not an heir to anything. I'm the youngest of 5.
Alexandra, our femme fatale, blah 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 blah, our femme fatale, although she hasn't killed anyone, probably. If it weren't for you, I'd take that as a compliment. If it weren't from you, I'd take that as a compliment. Grudge. The obvious suspect. Too obvious even, but I'm not ruling anything out. So what? That makes you the hero detective? You don't even have a plucky sidekick or a hat. Sloane, the one you'd least expect. Oh, that's good, I think. But Fred, you can't really be saying that I... Which brings us to our final suspect, you. Your breath can't help but flutter as everyone's eyes suddenly turn to you. The red herring. I mean, it obviously wasn't you. You're human, you got no magic, worked hard to get this job. You're in the clear. Cursory glance around the room tells you that not everyone believes him. I may have made myself seem a little too suspicious. So that's why they're going to find out who really did this, and everyone's going to be very polite and answer all their questions. What? Wait, they're the detective? Wait, they're the detective? I would have been perfect for the job. Although playing psychic to Fred, yeah, bullet dodged. Fred, why would you choose you over me? It's been 6 years. Do you still not trust me? That seems awfully convenient for both you and Frederick. But could we just stay calm and not keep shouting all the time? Ugh.
I can't keep spending my time with people who wasted on my behalf. Don't try to stop me when I leave.
I'm here with you. I'm with you there, Jess. Though I wouldn't mind knowing who really did it. Fred, this whole idea is ridiculous. If you think we're going to lock our best customers inside the cafe and have our newest member of staff interrogate them, then you've got to be... Her raising voice is broken by a ringtone. She stops with a flinch, putting the call on speaker. Dave. Hey, Sloane. Got my very last package out back with these gold chains on the door. I think it's stuck. You okay in there? Yes, I'm fine. Just dealing with a burglary. I'll give you details in a second at the door. One of those days, huh? Is you alright, at least? Good question, Fred. Fred's just asked them to interrogate us. Look, I know it's unorthodox, but we all need that recipe. This is our best option for the cafe. For the cafe? I always knew you hated your customers, but this just confirms it. No grudge, just you. Can we please not fight already? We're not going to solve whatever this is by shouting. Yeah, it's getting a bit loud over the speaker.
What do you exactly want to do?
You can't please everyone. I don't know, this is pretty bad first day. Let's all calm down, we're all on the same side. If I'm getting paid either way, might as well. I don't know, this is pretty bad first day. It's a weird first day, that's for sure. I'm getting paid either way, might as well. She didn't like that. Almost everybody didn't like that. Well, you know what, suck. You suck. Yeah, you guys suck. I am a minimum wage human at a freaking cafe. I just want to make it. Wait, did you make this art yourself with your own little paws? That's awesome. I would love that for you. You poor heartbroken cat. Familiar demon. Good, it's hard work, but someone's gotta do it.
Well, if you are going to do it, it shouldn't be for free.
Oh, how mercenary. If your standards are that low, then go right ahead. Didn't realize your loyalty could be bought so easily for Shane. Look, are we doing this or not, you? No matter how strange Fred's idea might be, it could put you in a better position until you can make your getaway. Time to lean on the scapegoat part of your plan. So as he starts bounding into the kitchen, you shrug and go along with him. Sloane finishes her call with Dave before following with heavy footsteps. Silence takes the space you leave behind. Do you want to talk about any of that? Just relax for a minute, Sloan. I'm gonna check for clues in my office. You, join me in a minute. Clues? I haven't even shown you the espresso machine, and Fred wants you to outpace real detectives. Grand. Let me know if you need any help with that. Oh, me too. Not sure there's much I can offer besides moral support, but, you know, thought I'd say can't leave till the delivery's done and all. Thanks, Dave. You always know just what to say. Well, it'll get awkward if I'm just looking in, won't it? I'll leave you be. Then anything you need, just shout into the alley. Let's not keep Fred waiting. If he's so intent on ignoring everything I say, maybe you'll be able to talk some sense into him. What happened to censoring? I'll have to put something over that. You oblige her and enter the office, finding Fred in the middle of a phone call. Yeah, theft. Locked down the whole building. Makes your job a whole lot easier, doesn't it? Locked a room scenario is a little intriguing, I suppose. Person on the phone, you know that voice, thin and sharp as wire, digging in just as deep, but where? But if this isn't urgent. That's not what I said, and not exactly getting picked off one by one. I'll be happy to be there at the earliest convenience. Our department is very busy otherwise. You'll solve it by yourself, really? You shouldn't expect miracles. We're just mortals, you know. Oh, excuse me, mostly mortal. A self-satisfied laugh crackles through the receiver. It bounces off the back of your skull, ringing like titanitis. If you show your face in my business, I'll see you later, familiar. Bah! I don't expect anything less after dying all those tiny keys, too. Is that your master? You already here already. As you probably heard, the ACPD is taking its sweet time. Big surprise, but we don't need them. We'll do the real work. Plan is you find our prime suspect before the ponies get here and mess everything up. You can do that, right? It's 1 in 4. Logical deduction. Fred sneaks in a not-so-subtle glance at your CV across the desk. Should be easy for a industrious underdog like yourself. I used to being a bit of an underdog myself, although I'm told the term doesn't work well for someone who's cat-shaped. And you like arcane power too. Employee after my own heart, stone cold, though it may be. Right, let's put those soft skills of yours to use. Imagine I'm one of the suspects. What would you ask me? This is where I would grab a flashlight, shine it in their eyeballs, get real intimidating, like, you know, like T-Post, but cop-like, you know, detective. And you go, where were you on the night of tonight? They get real confused, and then you ask, you stole the recipe, didn't you? And they're really confused, and they're like, what? Yeah, I mean, wait, no, and then you have your answer. You did it, didn't you? Just confess. If you admit it now, we promise we won't be bad. We'll say something. Hey, do you have the recipe? That one. Yeah, I tried that already, didn't work. Good instincts, but we're gonna need more than that to... He stops to breathe out as much tension as he can manage. What we need is evidence. Eyewitness accounts, motives, that sort of thing. Stuff like, what were you doing when the lights went out? Or how do you feel about the familiar? What's your relationship with Fred, you know? Well, if that's what he wants while you're trapped here, that's exactly what he'll get. If you find us a prime suspect with convincing case, I mean something thoroughly investigated, we can put things back to normal. Things are gonna get complicated once he shows up too, so I'd appreciate having someone on my side when that happens. I know how this sounds. It's a dumb idea. It's the best I've got right now, and if we don't do something, this place is going under. All of our livelihoods are at stake here, so get out there, catch us a thief. Please. Your plan went off without a hitch until it didn't, but the boss didn't suspect you. At least not yet. If a real detective from the ACPD is coming, no doubt they'll find out you're the real thief. That is, unless you have a convincing scapegoat with evidence of a motive. And the others on your side, you might be able to clock off at the end of the day without handcuffs. Until that happens, Fred's magic will keep you trapped here. So with that, your investigation begins. Not to find who did it, but to find the perfect person to blame. To be continued. And that was the demo for Spill the Beans. If you guys are interested in playing this yourself, type in Spill the Beans into your Steam bar and wishlist it. It should be coming out soon. If you want to do the demo, go ahead and give it a shot. See what kind of chaos you can bring up. What happens if you're nice to everybody? I don't know. I didn't do that. If you like this one, let me know below. If you want to see a full playthrough, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!